So I kind of always constantly refer to this concept of energy and using the market's energy. We had this key reversal, which typically tells me, where I, understand my risk and then how to get into a trade. But I always talk about really what I really want to do is, on these kind of reversal days is to either see the market open higher or have the market go higher. And then if it turns back into my trade, then you've got the energy of this kind of thing on top of it. What I don't want to see, so what was happening yesterday was we were talking and, Tesla was trading at, 912, then 910, then 908, and then 904. And then by the time it opened, it basically opened unchanged. It opened actually below. I had like in the private email said, shorted like 901. And you can see that it came in this blue little hash. As it's opened, it actually opened under the previous day's close. So we didn't have that buildup of energy. And so what happened was we opened, under there, went lower, and then started coming back to unchanged. Now, this is exactly the opposite, of the action that I want to see if I'm looking to take advantage of a move lower. And then usually once it kind of goes down and then goes back to unchanged, you're typically fighting that throughout the entire day. And that's what we saw. Closed higher, and now it's going to gap higher. So I still, I'm so, again, excited to get in this name. I ignored kind of what I'm looking for. And this game is all about discipline. If the market doesn't give you what you want, then you got to be ready to pass on it. And every time I don't, go with my discipline, I get hurt. And I'm short Tesla, and now it's up $16 a day, and left wondering what the hell to do with this thing. I probably just got to clean out of it, take my licks, and learn another lesson. But again, it's so here is what I'm looking for. If I'm looking to sell into this day using this as a risk. I usually say put a sell stop, right under the low. But what I don't want, the action to do is start right away on the low where it opens underneath here, it starts going here. And then the minute it comes through unchanged, which is that left hash mark, you're typically, fighting that the entire day. What I want is, to see the action confirm what I'm looking at. So if I sense there's weakness, what I want to do is sell into strength. I want it to open up here or go up here, sell into that strength. And then if it dives through this, then it's likely going to have this, it's going to have all of this energy on top of it. Where if it just starts, just starts here, there's no energy here. It's got, all the energies here and then more there, and then it goes up and then it goes up like that. So this is what happened in the market also. IGV, same thing. IGV was trading, like 250, and then it opened like around 247. And I said, if it gets to, 352, short it. But that's not what I want. I don't want to short it after it's gone lower. There's a big distinction of how this thing, so if it goes from 350 to 353 that way, and then goes like that, I want to short it at 353 there. I don't want to watch it go to 247 and then watch it go to 352 and short it that way. Does that make sense to you guys? Because this is a pretty important concept. And so what I try and do in the boiler room is try and find where I can, sell into strength, on something I want to, sell. So if, we were, looking to sell this thing, if it opened higher, I want to sell into that strength. Conversely, I want to buy into weakness. So if I'm looking to buy something, and the market opens weaker, then I want to buy into that weakness using this as my risk. And, I can get a lower risk opportunity and see it go that way. So it's all about kind of using the energy of the markets. And yesterday, the markets just opened lower and went a little bit lower, and then all day started going back higher. So Dean says, makes sense. What do you do with it now? Probably the best thing to do is punch out of it. I mean, whenever, the markets goes against you and what have you, probably the best thing is just to clear it and, and get straight. I might just wait an hour, see what the hourly range is and put a stop above there. So I've been talking about this market being in a distribution. We saw, Facebook do this for months and months and months before it went down. And so I feel like the markets are kind of doing the same thing where, these are distribution tops, but this certainly could come back up to 1,000 or greater before it does that. And so there's every possibility, I've been keying off this IGV because to me, the IGV is, staked out a bear formation that, to me, is not really ambiguous, but I can also see IGV coming back to the breakout area around the 375. So we could still rally further. On one hand, I do think that this is going to be the governing pattern. But, we talk about this concept all the time where the market shows you a direction, but then, can go weeks or months before it does that. And so this may be one of those things where the neckline comes right in here, and then the lower end of the supporting comes in there. So we may, have another thing to go here, which goes to 365. We may even have another shot where it goes to 385 or 390. So there is that possibility that we could come as high as that before, this thing starts getting going again. So, this kind of key reversal kind of put a stick in the, in the sand for now. And, I think we're just, the gravitation pull looks like this is going to take us back to at least 360, 365, the breakout area. And sometimes you get a little bit above these necklines, you retest the breakout area. You could come somewhere in here between 65 to 385. So, it's possible that this market just keeps rallying.
What would we be? So would we, when would we be looking to potentially get back on board short?
Well, I would say let the market tell you, right? So the market could get up in here and then, let the market tell you. The market will tell you. The market will give you one of these where it makes a new high, close on the low, and then you get one of these deals. And so, you may get one of these, then you may just get, an inside bar, and then you may get, and then, so if you get one of those, if it looked like this, I would put just every cent I owned in this thing. So the market does give you a clue, made a new high, close on the low, made a new high. And so you do get these things. So you have to kind of it looks like the market's just going to do its thing. It's going to ebb and flow and find a way to, maybe get up into this area here, 365. And so, or not. We just have to watch it in here. I mean, put it this way, I don't think these lows are the low. I do think you will make lower lows.
You can see, 45, it's 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So pop out a profit for 118,000 there.
So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts.
I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.